welcome to WRPB and WRPB Studios. You know, we're in this time of construction and people buying and fixing, and the problem that we have is that we call people to come and they don't show, okay? They do half a job, so it's really important to know who you're going to use, and if you make it a DIY project, you're crazy, okay? So anything that's DIY that you think is simple, going to take you forever. With me is James Crosby from Crosby Construction.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why'd you get into this?
In the beginning, it was just from getting laid off so often, you know. A lot of smaller companies I worked for. But honestly, I just love what I do. Wouldn't trade it for anything else.
Yeah, and you've been around it a while? How long have you been around this?
I've done construction my whole life, from building high-rises on the beach to residential construction. Now we're just a lot of interior remodeling.
Okay, so the market is kind of crazy and people are buying stuff, and what's the biggest thing that they change or they call you to do?
Kitchens. That's the go-to thing. Kitchens
Is it?
and bath, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, because kitchens, to me, the most important room in the house is the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost never big enough for most people. I guess you see a lot of old stuff.
Old homes?
Oh yeah, old kitchens and old cabinets.
Outdated from
Yep.
the 60s, yeah.
Do you, now I know some people refinish them, or do you just pull them and change them?
I like to change them out. A lot of times they're not made of wood. They're MDF, which any moisture ruins them. So it's nice to upgrade with solid wood construction.
And what about the countertops?
Swap them out. You know.
For what? Like are they mostly
Stone
some sort
versus
of,
Formica, which is what's in them older homes. Same thing. It's made of pressed board, so it just deteriorates over time.
now, like when people redo their kitchen, what about the appliances and stuff? Do you do all that too?
Yes, sir.
So, are you a plumber or?
I'm a general contractor.
Okay, so do you have to bring in a plumber?
By law, yes, sir.
Okay, and an
Plumber,
electrician?
electrician, yeah.
So you do some of the work, but you GC the rest.
Yes, sir.
So you have people that you work with that you know are responsible and reliable?
Yes, sir.
Because I'm sure you hear it as much as everybody, that people come, do an estimate, and they never show up.
Mm-hmm.
And they never show up to finish the job. The industry is very tough, and you're dealing with are you dealing with a lot of that?
Me not showing up?
No, you hearing from people.
Oh, every day. Every time I'm on an estimate, somebody says, "Oh, I'm surprised you showed up." You know,
It's amazing to me, because everybody complains that I'm not making any money, and they get a job and then they don't go to it, and they give an estimate and they don't go to it. I've been doing real estate for 30-something years, and there was a building on US 1 here, needed a new roof. I called 3 roofers. The first 2 never showed. The third one came, said, "I'll call you with an estimate," never called with an estimate, just never done. And then the building sold anyway, and they somehow got a roofer to come and do it. But it's impossible to find people to do stuff. And then today I just called somebody to come on. He does tree and lawn service. He said, "I don't have time, I'm just super busy." And I'm believing it's because people don't want to show.
yeah, that and it's hard to find help. You know, with social media nowadays, everybody wants to be TikTok famous.
Yeah, that's like in the past when I was younger. Everybody wanted to be a singer, a guitar player, and they don't realize that it's only the 1% of people that, even if it's even that become successful. When it comes to musicians, if you play for a living and you make your money from that, not having a second job, you're successful. Okay. Okay. Out of the jobs that you do, what's the thing that you hate the worst?
Paint.
Oh, really? As do I.
No, I can't stand painting.
Why?
That's just messy, tedious. You know, I'm just not a painter.
Okay. And what's your favorite thing to do?
Anything with wood, any kind of carpentry.
You know, when you look at some of the woodwork that's done in places, including in the studio here, if I look at the baseboards, the ends don't fit right.
Mhm.
They're not cut properly. I mean, is that like a skill that you've learned over years? And how many pieces of wood did you screw up?
Quite a few in the beginning.
And you worked for family, right?
Yeah, for a little while, yes, sir.
Okay, so when you messed up, did you work for your dad?
For a little while. Yeah.
Okay, was it hard to work for your dad?
That's why I don't work for him.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. All right, so if someone wants something done, I call you up and I say, hey, I want my bathroom done. So what's the procedure? I call you up. You
Come out for an estimate.
Okay.
Send the estimate. Try to send it the same day, and just touch base from there.
How long, by the time I get an estimate that I sign off on it, are you able to come and do it?
Generally about 30 days to get started. We try to run multiple jobs at once so nobody's waiting.
Okay. Is your problem still, not your problem, the whole industry's problem, still supplies?
Not supplies not an issue. It's labor. Finding people that want to work.
Well, everybody wants to work. Nobody wants a job.
Yeah.
Well, everybody wants a job. Nobody wants to work. I
Everyone
had it
wants to get
backwards.
paid, nobody
Yeah,
wants to work,
right. Nobody wants to work. But I know that at one point in time, supply was an issue.
Mhm.
Getting wood was brutal.
Yeah, it was up to $80, $90 a sheet for plywood. It's come back down dramatically now, but it's still
Overpriced,
yes,
like
overpriced,
everything,
yeah.
like everything else. So, I mean, you hire somebody, not you, but me as a layman hire somebody. How do I know the quality of what they do? I mean, do most people ask for referrals?
Some people do. Reviews are good. We're better. The BBB, we're credited
BBB
through
is
them.
good.
All 5-star reviews. Definitely check Google reviews.
Okay, you have to be a little careful, I would think, because it's a lot of family and friends post on on their friends' stuff.
Mhm.
So you gotta look at a place that has a bunch of reviews, not 4 reviews. That doesn't work. You know, how do I know as a layperson that the person that comes in and doing my cabinets basically is using quality stuff? What should one look for?
For cabinets,
Yeah.
I would look for all wood construction. On your drawers, they should be dovetailed. Soft close hinges.
I have a set of drawers over there. Obviously, the bottom is made of like paper because
Mhm.
the little bit of weight it has in the top drawer kind of made the bottom go like this, and now you can't open the second drawer without taking the first drawer out. Are stuff like that just prevalent in the industry?
For old stuff, you can still go to Home Depot and buy MDF cabinets, press board. It's just painted, and they tend to fall apart. But you get what you pay for. You know?
And I say that all the time, and that's why I say to people, if you're doing a job, use a professional. Otherwise, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration. And I talk about, you're married, your wife says, hey, can you fix the closet door? I say, yeah, no problem, I'll do it. Then you have to, after you do it, you have to someone come in and fix the stuff that you did. That you did. What about permitting?
What about it?
Are you, I guess you have to get certain things that you do permitted?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, is that a process nowadays? Does it go fast?
Depends on the municipality. City of Fort Pierce is a little bit of a pain. Takes a little longer. But,
Okay.
Martin County, or St. Lucie County, they're easier. Anything with city before it tends to take longer.
Yes, I get that. I get that. I'm lucky enough to be in the county here, and things were a lot easier to do in the county than it was when I was living in the city. And they just everything. They want money from everything, and I guess that's something that you have to pass on to your people.
Mhm.
Because you have to do it right, otherwise it becomes a nightmare. What happens if, like, someone knocks down a firewall and doesn't get a permit?
I don't want to know.
Is that
Yeah, they call it an after the fact permit, to rectify the situation. A friend of mine's actually going through that now. He rebuilt his whole house almost without a permit, and they called him. It's
is
a
it
nightmare.
okay if you don't get caught?
No,
It's
I
like,
just do it right the first time.
do it right. You never look over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some people say, I'm just going to do it and I'll ask for forgiveness later, but it's a little difficult in construction, I think, to ask for forgiveness later because
Mm-hmm.
going back and getting permitted after is difficult, I would think.
It's a process. It's way easier and costs a lot less to do it right the first time. As
Okay.
well as it's negative against my license if I don't do it, so I have to.
Okay, so is it a timing issue also? I mean, like, if you go to the city of Fort Pierce to get a permit to redo a bathroom, does it take a while to get that permit?
About 30 days through the city of Fort Pierce.
Okay, so really people
Depends
have,
what you're doing.
right, so a job could actually take 3, 4, 5 months in this day and
For a
age.
bathroom?
Yeah.
No, that's 2 weeks tops.
Well, once you get a permit.
Well, yeah, we
Okay.
yeah, we don't start till the permit's approved, but we try to explain to our customers that time frame.
Right, and I don't know how many people are excited to get it done right away. That would be me.
Hmm.
I'm one that when I get the bug to do it, I want it done like ASAP.
Oh yeah.
You know, buying from Amazon, I only buy where it says next day. Otherwise, I don't want to wait for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I know that a lot of people, when I drive around, have converted their garages into either an office or stuff.
Mhm.
Is that a problem for cities?
No, it's just as long as it's engineered properly. You know,
Okay.
If you just close it in without a permit, yeah, it's an issue.
Well, I mean, there's issues, I guess, with air conditioning.
Mhm.
And I think, is it called a split unit? For like
Mini
a gr-
split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for
You
a
can use
garage.
one of those. Sometimes you can use the air conditioner that's already with the home if it's big enough to handle the load.
And then you have to concern yourself about the electric,
Mhm.
because it's really not set up to be an office, I don't think. We're getting to the top of our time. How do people find you? You have a website,
Yes, sir.
which is,
Crosby's ConstructionFL.com.
and a phone number?
772-419-1436.
It's a blessing when people remember. Well, how often do you call yourself? You know, right. So people say that. Everybody, I'm going to say it again, said it a million times. Always, always, always use a professional. It's going to save you a ton of aggravation and probably a lot of money. James, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Everybody will be right back.